It may shock you to hear this, but if you're seeing this right now, it's no accident. You're on the edge of unlocking a rare gift God placed in you, and the moment you fully accept it, a large financial blessing will follow. If you watch at least 12 minutes, you confirm you're ready to receive every benefit tied to this promise. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment 77 so the universe knows you're open. Then leave another comment, ready for what's next in your own tone. By doing this, you trigger immediate, tangible benefits in a new season of transformation. Chapter 1. You finally realize you're different for a reason you've felt it since childhood. A sense that you were set apart, destined for something beyond the mundane routines of life. Maybe you noticed you picked up on energies others missed, or you had an innate talent that defied explanation. People tried labeling you, calling you weird, overly sensitive, or just plain stubborn. But deep down, you knew your uniqueness wasn't a flaw, but a clue to a bigger calling. Still, you struggled with doubts, unsure how to tap into that gift, let alone see any payoff from it. Over time, you faced setbacks that threatened to bury your sense of purpose. Family might have discouraged you from pursuing that intangible passion, pushing you into conventional roles that deadened your spirit. Heartbreaks added to the confusion as you questioned if you'd ever find a path aligned with your hidden gifts. You watched others settle into normal routines, half wishing you could be content with that. Yet a quiet voice in you refused to be silenced. That voice, call it your soul or divine intuition, insisted you weren't meant to blend in or minimize your abilities. So you embarked on a private quest for answers. Maybe you scoured self-help books, prayed in the solitude of your room, or tested multiple career paths in search of alignment. Each attempt, even if it fizzled, taught you bits about your capacity. Over time, patterns emerge, revealing glimpses of an extraordinary knack. Like being able to heal others emotionally, conceive creative solutions no one else sees, or spiritually sense the next move before it's announced. Yet you still weren't fully harnessing it. Now this message finds you at the precise moment you're ready to accept that your gift isn't just a hobby or random quirk. It's a tool God gave you to serve a unique purpose. And ironically, once you take it seriously, the flow of abundance you've prayed for begins. The universe wants you to see how your calling and your livelihood can merge, producing both personal fulfillment and financial blessing. People assume you have to choose between being true to yourself and being prosperous. But as a chosen one, you break that limiting belief. Stepping into your gift might feel daunting, especially if you fear rejection or can't see the full picture of how it sustains you. But trust that the moment you fully embrace your distinct wiring, resources will materialize to support it. That's how spiritual law works. Alignment begets provision. If you were waiting for a sign, consider this, that sign. You've spent enough time denying the depth of your uniqueness, worried about ridicule or practicality. Lock that in now. By claiming your gift and using it boldly, you invite the reward that's long been circling, waiting for your stance of faith to clear its path. Chapter 2. Your rare gift was hidden in plain sight. Your gift might not be something flashy or easily categorized. Maybe you're adept at reading people's emotions, diffusing conflicts, or tuning into spiritual signals that others ignore. Or perhaps you sense ideas and solutions in a flash of intuition, bridging gaps no one else sees. You might have shrugged these off as quirks, focusing on what society deemed marketable skills, never suspecting that your real treasure was right under your nose. People around you sometimes recognized your uniqueness. They might have leaned on you for advice or emotional support, even if they dismissed your deeper spiritual perspective. You gave so much freely, not understanding that your generosity actually stemmed from a profound gift. Meanwhile, you suppressed your potential, believing it wasn't a valid path. After all, how could you monetize empathy, psychic nudges, or a weird knack for pattern recognition? So you stuck to conventional roles that felt stifling, half living in the background. Yet the day came when you realized how often your quirks solved real problems. Maybe you consistently rescued friends from disastrous choices or predicted outcomes with eerie accuracy. You started piecing it together. If your gift impacts real lives, it's not worthless. Could it be the key to a life of abundance? You hesitated, worried about disapproval or being labeled eccentric. But that quiet longing to use your abilities fully grew louder. You recognized that ignoring your gift was starving your soul. That's precisely why the universe orchestrated certain challenges, repeated job frustrations, emotional restlessness, or even near misses on big opportunities. These were nudges pushing you to pivot from ignoring your gift to embracing it wholeheartedly. Each nudge felt uncomfortable, maybe humiliating, but in the end, forced you to reevaluate what you truly have to offer the world. Now you stand on the brink of a radical shift. Once you accept your gift as a legitimate force, everything else lines up. You might wonder how using your gift leads to money, but spiritual alignment often triggers unexpected pathways. By focusing on your genuine abilities, you start seeing ways to serve that are in high demand, or you attract people who want to invest in your talent. The Matrix wants you to believe only standard careers or well-trodden paths yield income. You, as a chosen one, prove otherwise. God wired your gift to produce fruit. Once you stop bearing it, the windfall isn't about greed or quick fixes. It's about synergy between calling and provision, ensuring you can keep developing your gift while blessing others with it. So let your head and skill breathe. Let the world see your empathic insight, your uncanny creativity, or your unique way of solving problems. Once you do, watch how swiftly resources flow your way. It's not magic in the superficial sense, it's divine principle. The universe invests in authenticity. You've tested every other route, finding them hollow. Now step forward, trusting the deep urges that say your overlooked gift is the gold mine you never fully tapped. When you do, the financial relief or bounty that eluded you won't be far behind. Chapter 3. You overcome the fear of visibility. Embracing a rare gift can expose you to scrutiny or envy. Many chosen ones hide their uniqueness to avoid judgment. Perhaps you grew up in a family or community that values conformity. Displaying exceptional intuition or creative genius was seen as showing off or dabbling in the bizarre. So you learned to hush that part of you, saving your real fire for private moments. Over time, you internalize the fear of being fully seen. Yet your destiny doesn't permit indefinite hiding. The very gift you suppressed is your ticket to fulfilling your higher calling. The moment you accept it, you sense you can't remain in the shadows. In a world often ruled by cynics, stepping up with a spiritual or intuitive gift demands courage. That fear of rejection or mockery stands as your final gatekeeper. Defeating it means you're serious about living in alignment, not cowering under others' limited perceptions. But ironically, once you do face that fear, you find it's weaker than you assumed. People may react initially with confusion or skepticism, but rarely the catastrophic rejection you envisioned. In fact, some quietly admire your boldness or even come seeking the insight you offer. You realize you spent so long anticipating negativity that you miss the fact that your authenticity is what draws real supporters. Those who can't handle it fade out of your orbit, which is a relief in disguise. For some, going public with their gift means starting a business around it or creating content that shares their perspective. For others, it's about telling their circle that they sense and see beyond the five senses. Each step you take beyond anonymity rewires your relationship with fear. You gather confidence in the truth, and not only does your gift not repulse people, it magnetizes those who need it most, and they often respond with gratitude you never imagined. This shift from hiding to showing also opens financial channels. Before, you might have done small favors, given free consultations, helpful tips, or emotional support without compensation, believing it was too intangible to be valued. Now you see people paying for clarity, guidance, or the solutions your gift provides, not because you're manipulating them, but because society actually yearns for what you can offer. The Matrix tries to shame spiritual gifts as intangible fluff, but you find them solving real problems. That's why the next wave of prosperity becomes inevitable when you let yourself be seen. Hence, shedding the fear of visibility is more than self-help. It's a spiritual release that unblocks the flow of abundance God prepared for you. Once you decide, I won't hide anymore, doors open. People who resonate step into your path while naysayers drift off. This filter ensures your energy focuses on receptive hearts and supportive alliances. In that environment, your gift flourishes, and so do your finances, confirming that bridging authenticity and public expression was the missing link all along. Chapter 4. You sense divine backing in every step. Once you start leaning into your gift, your daily life feels surely orchestrated. Emails arrive at the exact moment you think about a certain resource, or you stumble upon a phrase that answers a burning question. This pattern isn't random chance. It's confirmation of God's backing. Think of it as a cosmic green light for each risk you take, unveiling your uniqueness. While others scramble in guesswork, you proceed with an uncanny sense of right timing. In the Matrix, people assume success requires relentless hustle or cunning. But for chosen ones embracing their calling, success often arises through synchronicities that standard logic can't replicate. You might meet a collaborator in a random location, or land a client from a conversation you had no intention of starting. Each small event affirms that your steps are guided, that aligning with your gift invites the universe's cooperation. This doesn't mean you do nothing. You remain active, building your skills, refining your presentation, and networking. But each effort is multiplied by grace, letting you achieve in a short time what others chase for years. Observers might label it luck, but you know it's the synergy of authentic purpose, moral stance, and divine favor. The Matrix tries to overshadow such synergy by promoting hustle culture or cunning politics. Yet your story stands as a quiet contradiction. And because you feel heaven's endorsement, your confidence doesn't falter easily. If a deal falls through or a door closes, you read it as a redirection, not a defeat. No might mean not here, not now, rather than a final condemnation. This perspective keeps your spirit buoyant, ensuring you bounce back, scanning for the next open window. Meanwhile, cynics, exhausted by repeated failures, might envy your resilience, not realizing it stems from faith in something bigger than fleeting human logic. With each sign of divine backing, you realize fear of shortage or competition becomes irrelevant. When you truly express your gift, no competitor can replicate your unique angle. You exist in a realm of spiritual abundance, meaning enough success, clients, or fans exist to sustain your growth, so long as you keep stepping forward. This frees you from the Matrix's scarcity mentality, letting you cheer for others' wins even as you pursue your own. In that atmosphere of generosity, blessings multiply in ways you never anticipated. Hence, you press onward, your steps confirmed by small and large wonders that dot your path. Each day you wake up thinking, I can't wait to see how God shows up for me today. And indeed, He does. The Matrix can't compute that kind of life. People might raise eyebrows at your peace or optimism, but they'll eventually see how unstoppable your trajectory is. Because once heaven endorses your gift, no man-made system can stifle its expression. That unstoppable synergy of divine and personal action ensures your momentum soars steadily. Chapter 5. You prepare for a profound financial shift. One of the biggest questions you harbored was, how will my gift pay my bills? The Matrix pushes the narrative that only conventional skills or safe jobs lead to steady income. But as you pivot to using your authenticity, you sense an oncoming financial wave that breaks every mold. Suddenly, people want to invest in your insights, your creative works, or the solutions your intuitive processes yield. You're on the brink of seeing money flow from sources you never considered, because your gift isn't just a passion. It's an answer for those seeking clarity, healing, or innovation. Where the Matrix fosters a flood of superficial offerings, your raw authenticity stands out. That's why individuals with the means to compensate you fairly will show up, thrilled to find real value rather than generic hype. In turn, your sense of worth amplifies, shattering any leftover shame about monetizing your spiritual or creative talents. God placed them in you to thrive, not to starve. This does not mean you abandon common sense. You still price fairly, handle finances responsibly, and maintain accountability. But you operate from a faith-based perspective rather than fear of scarcity or guilt about charging for something intangible. You recognize it's not selfish to be compensated for a calling as long as your motive stays pure. Think of it as an energy exchange. You pour spiritual or creative energy into others' lives, and the universe ensures you're sustained in the process. This pivot to a new financial reality might provoke shock in your circle. They recall how you once struggled, and now you're securing deals or incomes that surpass typical norms. Some may label it luck or question your methods. Let them. Your life stands as proof that once you align with your gift, money no longer stems from desperate hustle alone. It flows in proportion to your authenticity and the demand for what you uniquely offer. Interestingly, this new financial capacity also enables you to serve with more reach. You can invest in better tools, marketing, or philanthropic endeavors that expand your message. Where once you worried about personal survival, you now look at how to uplift others. That's how chosen ones differ. The wealth you accumulate is reinvested into the community or creative expansions, not hoarded. As you share your good fortune, you affirm that the universe's supply is infinite, bolstering your own cycle of abundance. Hence, your next steps in finances revolve around balancing gratitude and strategy. Recognize each windfall as both a blessing and a resource for furthering your impact. Keep your moral compass front and center, and you'll never drown in greed or extravagance. By honoring the principle that your gift is for the world's benefit, you seamlessly integrate prosperity into your life, reflecting how the unstoppable synergy between faith and action fosters not just personal comfort, but collective uplift. Chapter 6. You step into a new identity with confidence. As your gift flourishes and money begins to flow, you realize your identity is shifting. No longer do you see yourself as the struggling underdog. You stand in a realm of self-acceptance and purpose. You might find old insecurities or limiting beliefs surfacing briefly, but they can't derail you. You've outgrown the cage that once defined you, someone timid about fully embracing your potential. This new identity means you speak and move differently. You trust your intuition in meetings or negotiations, no longer overshadowed by second-guessing. You propose bold ideas where you used to hold back. People sense your steady assurance. They might assume you took an intense personal development course, not realizing your metamorphosis was more spiritual than anything. You walk with the grace of someone validated by higher forces. Reshaping your self-image also alters your social dynamic. Some from your past might feel threatened by your transformation. They might project their own doubts onto you, insinuating you've changed too much or become unrelatable. That can sting, but you can't afford to dim your light to coddle old comfort zones. True allies will celebrate your evolution, adjusting to your new approach and gleaning inspiration for their own growth. In forging a fresh identity, you also learn to unyoke yourself from external validation. Where once you craved approval, you now anchor in God's guidance and your internal conviction. This shift prevents the highs of public praise or the lows of criticism from swaying your direction. You remain consistent, fueled by a mission that transcends fleeting opinions. That steadiness amplifies your ability to carry out your gift effectively, unbothered by daily fluctuations in others' acceptance. This rebranding of self extends to how you present your work or creative outputs. You might adopt a new style or rebrand your business. You let your personal brand reflect the authenticity you always carried inside. Because you know if you hide behind a safe facade, you rob potential clients or supporters of the chance to connect with your real essence. The real you is the magnet for blessings, not some edited persona. Ultimately, wearing this new identity cements the bond between you and your calling. Each day, you see yourself less as a pleaser or a victim and more as a vessel entrusted with a significant gift. That vantage point clarifies decisions, big and small. You no longer dilly-dally in confusion. You ask, does this align with my calling, my new direction? If yes, you proceed. If not, you gracefully say no. And as you do, your life's puzzle snaps into place. The right people, the right partnerships, the right opportunities, forming a mosaic of purpose that can't be sabotaged by old illusions or personal uncertainty. Embodying this upgraded identity awakens a newfound joy. You're driven by passion, not people-pleasing. You speak with calm authority and take leaps of faith that once felt impossible. The more you embrace your evolving self, the more God entrusts you within this realm. Your momentum becomes unstoppable, mirroring the boundless nature of the calling within you. Chapter 7. You seize the momentum for a new era. Now that you stand on the brink of unprecedented prosperity, spiritual, financial, or otherwise, you sense momentum building. This is the juncture where passive daydreaming transforms into bold action. Each morning greets you with fresh impetus, urging you to make the most of your gift. That impetus is not random excitement. It's your soul responding to the universe's green light, telling you, move now. The path is clear. To harness this momentum effectively, you shed any leftover procrastination or second guessing. You notice your planning habits improve, your focus sharpens, and your tasks align with a bigger vision rather than scattered small goals. There's a sense of synergy, each success fueling the next. The Matrix tries to derail chosen ones by sowing microdramas or doubt at key transitions. But you're prepared. Your discerning heart sees the illusions before they latch on. Some might ask if your gift will overshadow your practical obligations. Not if you integrate it wisely. Actually, your gift can elevate your practical responsibilities, turning them from chores into platforms for creativity. Whether you're in a traditional job or forging an entrepreneurial path, letting your uniqueness infuse everything you do breeds efficiency and innovation. You break through typical performance ceilings because you're not just clocking hours. You're channeling a gift that energizes both you and those around you. As you move forward, keep the promise you felt when you read or heard of chosen ones who use their platform to better the world. This money that's about to roll in isn't solely for your comfort, and though that's part of it. It's also for fueling expansions that uplift your community, your family, or even strangers who resonate with your mission. This outward focus helps you avoid the trap of self-centered success. Your blessings, after all, arrive through grace. You pay that forward by investing in causes that reflect your values. Finally, stepping fully into this era means dropping any lingering shame about self-worth. You might have internalized messages that you can't be spiritual and financially abundant at once. But that's a matrix narrative designed to keep enlightened souls broke and powerless. God designed your gift to sustain you and those you help. So if guilt flutters in, remind yourself that a well-resourced chosen one can accomplish more good than one constantly drained by lack. Embrace the flow of financial support as an enabler of your soul's mission, not a betrayal of humility. Thus you set forth, harnessing new momentum with clarity. You let your gift shine unapologetically, uniting spirituality with real-world prosperity. The synergy that forms can't be easily grasped by the cynic or the manipulative, but you no longer cater to their limited vision. Your life from this moment on stands as proof that when chosen ones fully embrace their God-given uniqueness, blessings follow swiftly, including the financial breakthroughs that many thought were impossible.